I'd like to talk about the Green Party and why I'm not able to vote for them. I think they have to be more honest with the public, and I don't think they're telling the full story. They like to leave the impression that they're more honorable and are telling it as it is, whereas the Conservatives and others are not. But in fact, I think the Green Party is not as open and honest with the public as they would like us to believe. We do know that they're against development of the tar sands, as they call it. They're also against fracking to increase the production of oil and gas to get a higher percentage of the oil and gas out of the ground. We know they're against pipelines to move oil from Alberta to BC. And I'm sure, although I haven't heard this specifically, but I'm sure they're against hauling oil by tanker car, given the problems in Quebec. And of course, moving oil by truck, by truck is probably the most dangerous means of moving oil to this area. So we know what they're against. We also know that they're against cutting down trees in the rainforest and other places. So but they're always against the companies that are supplying oil and gas and lumber, which we as the consumers are demanding. If they want to be honest with you, what they should be doing is saying that the problem is not with the companies that are trying to supply these products. The problem is with us. Those of us who are consuming oil and gas and lumber and other products, we're the problem. And that's what the Green Party needs to acknowledge and indicate how they're going to get us to stop consuming these products. Are they going to be promoting wind power, which I believe they are? But if they are, then they have to tell us where the wind turbines are going to be. Are they going to be placed on Salt Spring Island at the top of the hill? Are they going to be up on the mountains overlooking Vancouver? Are they going to be on the mountains surrounding Victoria? These are the places where the wind blows, but I don't think the people believe that there's going to be windmills in their backyard. So they need to be honest and tell us how the wind is going to be produced. And if we're going to, what I think they should be doing is going after those of us who are living in houses that are bigger than they need to be. What I would suggest they should be doing is saying, all right, if you have 300 square feet per person, there's no house taxes on that at all. So 2 people, the first 600 square feet, no house taxes at all. But if you're over that, then you have to start paying a fee, a tax. So if you live in, let's say, 4,000 square foot house for 2 people, you're 3,400 square feet over the limit, and let's say it's $5 a square foot. You're paying about $18,000 a year in taxes. And now you have to increase the tax on the big houses to make up for the fact that people living in small houses aren't paying any tax at all. If they were to propose that, you would see a very significant reduction in the size of houses. And the advantages of that are that you don't need as much lumber to build them, so you don't have to cut down as many trees. Because it's a smaller house, you don't need as much oil and gas to heat it, and therefore you don't have to worry about moving oil and gas by tanker, because we're reducing our environmental footprint. Those are the kind of things that they need to be talking about if they're honest with us about how we're going to solve this problem. The problem is with us. We have houses that are too big, and we're therefore consuming too much lumber. We're burning too much fuel. What they should also do is say that no municipality can pass a bylaw saying that you cannot dry your clothes on a clothesline. So that means that if people want to hang their clothes on a clothesline, therefore not using a dryer, they would be free to do so, and the municipality could not stop them from doing that. They should say that there can be no bylaw preventing people from having a garden in their front yard. They should have a law that says you can't prevent people from having chickens or rabbits in your backyard as a means of providing eggs and meat for the family. If the Green Party came forward with those kind of proposals, showing how ways that we could avoid using oil and gas and lumber, then they would be honest with the people, and people could make a decision whether they wanted that kind of a government or not. If they were honest, I would be prepared to consider voting for them. But they're not, at the current time, they are not honest with the public, and until they do, they will not get my vote.